All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unlocking a math tool that honestly acts like a literal cheat code for making the best decisions in the real world. We're talking about solving real-world problems using systems of equations. Now, I know the word equations probably sounds like just another boring day in math class, but stick with me here. This is entirely about empowering you to make the absolute smartest choices in your everyday life. To get why this matters so much, let's look at some timeless wisdom. The scripture says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost?" It's so true, right? God gave us minds to reason and plan, and wisdom really does start with estimating the cost before you even begin. You don't just start throwing bricks together and cross your fingers. You calculate, you plan, you look at what you've got. And in our modern world, we use math to do exactly that kind of forward thinking. Because let's face it, here's the reality we're all dealing with. How do you make the best choices when the rules constantly keep changing? Think about it. You're trying to pick a cell phone plan, or maybe you're figuring out which summer job actually pays more, or even just deciding which pizza delivery deal is the cheapest on a Friday night. When one option has a flat fee and another charges by the hour or by the gigabyte, how do you know which choice is actually the smartest? You can't just guess. You really need a method. Well, enter your new superpower, the system of equations. This is simply a math model we use when two different rules or rates apply at the exact same time. It lets you find exactly where those rules give the same result. So the really crucial point here is that by using a system of equations, we can map out our choices and see exactly where two different models align. Once you know where they tie, boom, you know exactly when one choice becomes better than the other. Translating real-life situations into these math models, it is literally like having a calculator for life's biggest choices. Instead of feeling totally overwhelmed by competing offers or super confusing pricing structures, you get to take control. You plug the real world into the math, and the math hands you back the undeniable truth. It's a real game changer. Okay, let's look at building your math models, the blueprint. Whenever you're facing a complex scenario, just rhythmically follow these 4 simple steps. Step 1, identify your two rules. Those are your competing options. Step 2, define your variables. What do X and Y actually mean in this situation? Step 3, graph them or set the equations equal to find that tiebreaker. And finally, step 4, interpret your ordered pair. What does that math answer actually mean for your life? Because, math is kind of useless if we don't translate it back into reality. All right, mission 1, babysitting versus chores. Let's imagine you have 2 different ways to make some weekend cash, and you want to know which side hustle is the most efficient use of your time. Emma makes a flat $8 an hour babysitting, so her equation is y equals 8x. Lucas, on the other hand, gets $6 an hour doing chores, but he pockets a $12 bonus upfront just for starting the lawnmower. His equation is y equals 6x plus 12. So Lucas clearly has a head start, but Emma earns more per hour. When do they break even? Following our blueprint, we just set their pay structures equal to each other. So 8x equals 6x plus 12. To solve for x, we just subtract 6x from both sides, which leaves us with 2x equals 12. Divide that by 2, and we effortlessly find our magic number, x equals 6. And this brilliantly illustrates that after exactly 6 hours of work, both Emma and Lucas will have earned exactly $48. If they work less than 6 hours, Lucas wins because of that $12 head start. But if they work more than 6 hours, Emma's higher hourly rate pulls her ahead. You see how that works? The math literally just made the decision for you. Moving on to mission 2, streaming plans. We all know mobile carriers absolutely love to confuse us with complicated pricing. Let's cut through the noise. Plan A has a higher base fee of $15, but cheap data at just $1 per gigabyte. That gives us y equals 1x plus 15. Plan B tempts you with a lower $10 base fee, but kind of punishes you with expensive $2 per gigabyte data. So that's y equals 2x plus 10. So which one is actually better? Setting those two models equal reveals the hidden truth. We get x plus 15 equals 2x plus 10. Subtract x, subtract 10, and we land right at our intersection point. X equals 5. What does that mean? It means at exactly 5 gigabytes of data usage, both plans hit a tie and will cost you exactly $20. Now you can actually make an informed choice. If you're a heavy data user, streaming video all day, using way more than 5 gigs, you absolutely want Plan A.
But if you barely use data and stay under 5 gigs, Plan B is definitely going to save you money.
Okay, let's do one more. Mission 3, lemonade versus snow cones.
Say you're setting up a stand in your neighborhood and you want to predict your revenue. Lemonade brings in a really solid $2 per cup, so your model is y equals 2x. Meanwhile, the snow cones bring in $1 each, but maybe you already have $3 in the tip jar as a head start. That gives us y equals x plus 3. We drop our two models into the equation to find that crossover point. Balance it out by setting 2x equal to x plus 3. Subtract x from both sides, and instantly we find that x equals 3. So after selling just 3 items, both stands will have generated the exact same total revenue of $6. The real power here is predictability. You aren't just guessing about your business anymore. You're forecasting it with perfect accuracy. All right, now it's time to test your new skills. Now I'm passing the torch over to you. Seriously, take a quick screenshot of this right now and test your new mathematical superpower on these everyday scenarios. Figure out when that $8 pizza is cheaper than the $5 pizza that tags on a ridiculous delivery fee. Calculate when those 2 ride shares cost the exact same amount. Find out exactly when Jonah and Priya will have the identical amount of money in the bank. You got the tools now, so go ahead and use them. Finally, let's talk about smart choices and lasting peace. Before we wrap up this explainer, let's just zoom out to the bigger picture behind the Smart Academy philosophy. As absolutely amazing as these math skills are, we have to ask ourselves a pretty profound question. Math can definitely give you the smartest financial answer, but education without morality? It ultimately leads to pain. Think about it. What is the point of being highly educated and able to calculate the best deals if you continue making choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? This is exactly why the Godly Learners series intertwines biblical morality directly with education. Being supposedly educated just isn't enough to build a fulfilling life. True wisdom comes from combining your sharp, analytical mind with a really strong, godly moral foundation. Think of them as the 2 rules in your life's system of equations that absolutely must align for you to succeed. As it says in Romans 8, there's a promise of peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. By keeping your mind spiritually anchored to good morals while actively using incredible tools like systems of equations to plan wisely, you are mathematically and spiritually guaranteed lasting peace. So, with your newly sharpened mind and a grounded heart, what wise choice are you going to map out today?